What is up, everybody? It's me, Coultin, and I am beyond excited to introduce my guests for today's episode 97 of the Collectin and Connectin podcast. I have below me, all the way from Texas, KingBrett. You're below me on my screen. I don't know.
Oh, hello.
I have
mine as well.
To my side here, all the way from Canada, Banana Banking Mac. How you doing?
I'm living the dream every day.
Good. And last but definitely not least, so excited to have J.E. Skeets join us on Collectin and Connectin, all the way from Atlanta, by way of Canada.
That's right.
Give it up
for having me.
I'm
pumped. I mean, I'm excited to be on episode 97. No joke. So kudos to all of you. As someone who's done a little bit more than that, I still know 97 is a lot of work. So you're nearing the 100 mark. So congrats on that.
Yes, thank you very much. It's fun, as you know.
Sorry, that instantly makes me wonder how many you've actually done. Because like we all grew up in TopShot, or some of us, I don't want to speak, like watching you. So like, if you had to guess, or do you actually know?
I keep track of it. I don't have the doc in front of me. I know we're at almost 1,400 NoDunks episodes. That's just NoDunks.
That's just NoDunks.
Just NoDunks.
Starters, Basketball Jones.
We did over 1,000 starters, and we did over 1,000 Basketball Jones. So
incredible.
I think we're knocking on. It got to be around 3,500 plus. I think.
My gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Your face is definitely made for this. It's just
that is
for this
an awesome backhanded compliment. I have a definite face for podcasting. I would agree with that.
Well, you know, when in Rome. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Coultin. I wondered. I'm like, wow, almost 100. I was like, wait a second. I've probably watched 100 of his. So like.
Yeah.
We just have hours. 3,400, more to go.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Just easy.
Yeah.
Keep
it's
plugging
awesome,
away.
Skeets. Thanks again, man. I know I've been listening to you daily since the Basketball Jones, so it is surreal to be talking to you. I'm kind of fanning out a little bit, but
well, I appreciate it. That means you have listened to thousands of hours of us rambling on about the NBA. So
I have. And I love it. You guys do such a good job of making it interesting and having fun. Even my wife enjoys, and she doesn't care about basketball.
It's the highest compliment. Yeah.
Yes,
when the significant other actually is like, it's not bad. They got personality at least. I don't care what they're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit, if you don't mind, about your journey in Top. I was telling Skeets in the green room that he was my introduction to TopShot. He was talking about it on probably the starters at that time. I don't know, 2021.
We would have been NoDunks.
Okay, NoDunks at that time. And yeah, him and Trey were talking about it all the time. I was like, I've got to see this. And then I remember the packs; they looked like condoms.
Yeah,
and I was so confused. And
that's actually why I signed up. I was like, wow, I play condoms. I
thought it was
condom packs. Sweet.
So, Skeets, tell us a little bit about your intro.
Yeah, I'm trying to I'm racking my brain how I found out about it. I think it was just sort of being online, being in the NBA community. Obviously the NFT sort of craze around there. I was new to all of this, but then found out that there was a licensed NBA version, and I was like, hold on, that makes a lot of sense. And like you said, the packs and just the excitement around trying to get the packs, it is wild to think about the old system when you had to get lucky. And then I remember pairing up with remember Amir from Jake and Amir, comedy fame. He got into it, and I know him, and he's a big diehard fan, NBA fan, and we were talking about putting money together for legendary packs if one of us got in the queue and did it. So anyway, just obviously it was this is interesting, and I'm a huge NBA fan, and it just made sense to me. And it's sort of cool. I know it's had up and downs, no doubt, but it's cool that it's still going and people are still doing podcasts about it, and people for the most part are still into it, and they're still developing things. So I've been here the entire time. and then eventually even started doing some work. Trey and I did as the TopShot Hot Boys with Dapper for a little bit. Sort of again at sort of the peak or the phase, but yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, awesome. Do you have when you were growing up, did you collect cards?
Not like I guess I did like when I was 7, 8. It was probably a lot of being Canadian hockey cards. It was much more difficult to get our hands on basketball cards. So I definitely remember collecting like O-Pee-Chee and stuff like that. But yeah, not like a diehard. But then of course what's happened is TopShot has got me back into collecting, physical cards and cardboard and stuff like that. So it's sort of full circle, I guess.
Yeah.
Before the subject changes, I have to interrupt. I'm going to interrupt a lot because that's
do it.
I also talk about queso in case it's essentially like what you put on poutine except without the fries.
Okay.
Two things. I can't stop thinking about TopShot Hot Boys, like literally describing your male model-esque face.
Yeah.
But two, let's talk about hockey for a second. What was one of your favorite hockey cards that you either still have or collected growing up as a kid?
I definitely don't have any of those anymore. I wish I did. I remember like Grant Fuhr was like a big card. I remember like the idea of having a Patrick Waugh like rookie card was like, wow, that was like a grail. It was like big into goalies for some reason. I never played hockey despite being Canadian.
Really?
Yeah, like I played road hockey. I could sort of skate, but like it was an expensive sport, and I just like I just really couldn't afford to do it as a kid. So I was more into the other sports. But Grant Fuhr comes to mind for some reason. Yeah,
that's okay. I dated a goalie's daughter, actually 2 of them, the same goalie. So I was always in the goalies too.
There you go.
And then random question: do any of the Canadians here know the actual national sport of Canada?
It's lacrosse and hockey, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been field lacrosse forever, and they just recognized hockey in the last year. So
I mean, with the talent coming out of Canada, NBA might be it in a few years. Basketball might be your sport.
We're well on our way there.
You see Shea lately?
Okay, back to basketball. Coultin, go.
No, we're fine. Is Shea going to win MVP, Skeets?
Yes.
Yeah. The lock, right?
I think so. I mean, like, I wouldn't be upset. Like, I would not be going crazy if Jokic wins, but I think Shea is going to get, more than a majority of the votes when it's all said and done. I mean, I just think having 68 wins is like, come on. The guy, it'd be weird to have 68 wins, score over 30 a game, doing that for years in a row, obviously finishing as a runner-up last year. He's an incredible teammate. He plays defense. It's tough to like say how, like if he doesn't win it doing that, like then you're almost never going to get it.
Right.
And that doesn't mean Jokic can't still be considered the best player in the world. Yeah, I'm fine with that, but this is sort of celebrates something different in my mind, the MVP. So
yeah, I think Karl Malone got it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Kind of. Although I will say Shea's numbers are even better than the Mailman's were.
It's crazy.
What was I going to ask you about? What?
We started talking about Shea, and I thought about Dallas was the only thing standing in their way last year, and then it all went downhill. Sorry, continue. Luka's gone. We don't need to know what you think about Luka because we all know. Okay, you can tell us too.
Brett and the entire state of Texas are having a hard time getting
still
over.
Really. Yeah, it's going to be a while, I think.
Yeah.
Until he retires.
Brett, I was listening to Tim McMahon this morning, and he said that Dallas is about to enter, I can't remember verbatim, but it was like Dallas is about to enter like 90s level bad Dallas Mavericks basketball.
I'm excited to be a Mavs fan for life, regardless how good or bad we are. But it can't get 90s bad.
I think it's about to, my friend.
Obviously, it can't. It's too bright here in Texas for it to get that dark.
You can always jump over to the Rockets bandwagon.
I heard Treat looking for Boston fans.
Yeah, there you go. So Skeets, I know we talked briefly earlier. You're in on Hoop Vision.
Yes.
On that set, excellent set. Are there any? Do you have like a favorite moment in your collection?
It's gonna sound weird. Like one of my favorite players of all time is Kyle Lowry. And that was my first TopShot moment, his debut.
Someone else on this is excited. Obviously not me.
Yeah, that one's near and dear to my heart. I like the Lowry run it back as well. I like my Dirk run it back. I have a decent amount of sets, like nothing crazy, but I do like completing some of them. I think I'm around 25 or something like that. I love the throwdown set. So I'm building the current one. Going to be tough, a little more difficult to get the Curry challenge moment there. That one's a little pricey right now, but I think those ones. And then I definitely, when I first got into it, like I spent probably way too much money on like TopShot debuts for like Fox, Jamal Murray, and like Donovan Mitchell. I think Anthony Davis. So like, I was like, I want to get those star players or maybe Booker. I think I have as well. Again, I think I have a Shea. So I guess those ones too, like, cause that's like that first fun run where you're like, and then like, wow, will the TopShot debut badge mean anything moving forward and all that?
Right. And they're starting to utilize that in the pro run fast break. So that's pretty cool. Have you seen these? The crypto slabs.
Don't break
it. No, I haven't. I mean, I have what's it called? The one that's in like the big block.
The infinite object.
Yeah, that's it. I have Lowry in that one. The TopShot debut. Yeah. But no, I haven't seen
infinite object went on a diet.
Yeah.
Essentially this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's cool because it shows you the set, the serial number, all that. So we had a little, I guess you could call it a partnership with Crypto Slabs, but we're gonna hook you up with one of these. They want to send you one, so we're gonna need to pick out which moment.
Okay, all right. There,
so
I'll have to put some thought into that. Yeah.
Oh, now I gotta see what moments I got again.
Yeah. Now I gotta like go get my like wish list moments to throw in.
Right.
I was gonna say
that. Sorry, go ahead, Banana.
Do you have like an ultimate grail you don't own yet?
Oh yeah, like three legendary Raptors moments, like both the Vince Carter and the Tracy McGrady dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are like elite. Yeah.
And
then the Kawhi Game 7 shot.
Yes.
With I think was a challenge reward as well. It's like to 41 or something, right? It's like that legendary moment. That looks sick.
So
like,
expensive.
Those are high on the those are the wish list. Those are the grails for me for sure.
Okay, so just pick the cheapest one for your crypto card slab and you're set.
There
you got a grail and a slab,
Yeah, I wonder, like, that's probably maybe the McGrady of those ones. Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, that would be killer.
Call me for more financial tips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Kawhi is so good.
Some of the sets I collect, again, like Hoop Vision, like you said, and those and throwdowns I do like, and rookie debuts. I'm like those two throwdowns and rookie debuts. The last couple seasons, I've sort of tried to collect all those. But what the heck was I going to say? Oh, I collect mainly Raptors and then mainly Atlanta Dream. That's like the two that I focus on the most from a team perspective. Yeah.
Have you been in the Atlanta games?
Games? Yeah. They play at a really small sort of like arena, I guess, like really tiny. It's the same place the G League team plays. So it's like down by the airport here. It's not too far from my house, and it's such a fun atmosphere. Like it's so cool. Just being in like a small little spot like that. You like every seat's great. You're so close to the action. And the fans are pretty crazy here for the Dream. So it's like actually sort of it's not an easy ticket anymore. And they're on the rise a little bit now too. So
Were you happy with the draft?
I'll admit not being an expert with that, but I know they had 2 later picks, I think, and they seem pretty pumped with who they got. So yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I go to Seattle. I've tried to catch games and I can't get tickets.
Yeah, like some of the markets, it's like exploded.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And we got an expansion team, right? The Valkyries, right?
Valkyries and Toronto's getting a team.
Comes next year. Tempo.
Yeah, and that's
It's weird. Like, I don't know if I'll become a Tempo fan. I haven't just like I've lived in Atlanta for a decade and became a Dream fan because Toronto didn't have a team, right? I'm a Raptors fan, of course, but I don't know how I'm gonna play that. I might. Well,
depends on our draft pick, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
We get the Caitlin Clark effect. You gotta, right?
Oh, sure. I guess Serena Williams is involved in the team. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I didn't know that.
As you were saying, I thought you were going to say Serena Williams is playing for the team, and I was like, "What?"
I mean,
I'll watch.
She probably could. She's so athletic.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're the next season.
Yeah, 2026.
Yeah,
Valkyrie starts this year for the WNBA, and then Temple come next year. Yeah.
So when you are, on set, if you will, who's looking at their lineup for Fast Break the most?
Well, it's the TopShot Hot Boys. It's me and Trey.
Yeah,
It's almost like a routine. We're there always before tasks, so we're in the factory with JD getting ready for the show, maybe going over notes, maybe seeing clips, whatever. And then inevitably, I or he will say, "Did you win last night?" And then it'll be like, "Yeah, that was an easy one," or Trey will be pissed off with a player that he played. Like, we always blame somebody if you don't.
All you needed was one.
Yeah, so we do a lot of that, and then we sort of like build our teams for that day. So like we almost do that every day before the show, which is pretty funny.
I love it.
And it's so good. Like, it's like, again, like, I definitely don't buy as many moments as I did, and maybe was not as into it as much, like the building and stuff outside of Raps and Dream, but like, it has kept me there every day. Like, Fast Break, just like, it's like almost like it's a habit, right? It's like one of the first things I do in the morning. Oh, did I win? Let me just set my lineup so at least I have it. And then, you know, maybe as the day goes on, okay, Giannis is questionable. Maybe I'll sub somebody in. Like, so it gets you there. It gets me there at least. Yeah.
It's
Have
awesome.
you had any big wins?
I won once.
Whoa.
Yeah, I won first place. This is like I want to say it's like a month ago. Somebody like, I woke up, I must have checked Twitter/X first, and someone was like, "I know that name," and it was like somebody was pointing out, and it was like, I just thought like, oh, I must have done well, and it was like I had first place in it.
That's amazing.
That was cool. Yeah,
They give good prizes for first place.
And I've had a couple maybe top 50, the odd top 50 finish.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll ever win again. Probably. I don't know. The odds are pretty slim, I think. So
it's getting competitive.
It'll happen again.
We'll see. I forget who I swerved on a guy. Obviously, I played someone that nobody else did, and just
right?
Yeah. Yep. I don't play like daily fantasy sports, but it's like, people that do this for a living, like there are like obviously tricks and tips and how you should attack it and stuff like that. I don't take it like, I'm not mapping out my week. I'll be honest.
No, me neither.
I don't really do that. I'll just sometimes like pick the 3 or 4 maybe obvious ones, or what I think is obvious, and then maybe sometimes switch it up, like a wild card guy or something.
I did have someone tell me I made them depressed on Twitter because I told them I put minimal effort in. And they were like, "That makes me depressed. I suck at this game, and you're sitting there looking at basic stats." I was like, "Yeah, I just guesstimate."
Yeah, I mean, I would like, again, I know there are people that are good at this stuff, but it's like I could put 3 hours of work into it, and I will guarantee you I'm going to finish the exact same more times than not.
Just overthink it.
Yeah.
Click. Okay, boom.
And the more time I spend analyzing, the more pissed off I am when I lose.
Oh, exactly. Because now you've sort of wasted time and effort, and you're like, like, what do I care if I put like a minute of thought into it?
Right.
If I hit. If I don't, it's like, okay, whatever.
So you have debuts. That pro run must be nice.
The pro runs are some of them. Yeah, some of them. Yeah. I mean, they're tough. Like, I don't have a lot of MGLEs. There are some things that I don't even like. I go and go to set my lineup. I'm like, oh, I have like 3 moments. I guess I'm not playing this. So, But I love the addition. I think that was smart. I know a lot of people were calling for that for a while. It's like a smart idea, at least.
It was.
Question now, I'm wondering so when you were with the starters, you guys are on NBA TV. Can you kind of talk to us a little bit about some of the personalities that you guys got to interact with on a day-to-day basis, and just maybe some memorable moments?
Yeah, I mean, it was surreal to work there. Obviously, there's a bunch of like former NBA players, a lot of Hall of Famers that are on other shows on the network. And TNT is there, so like Shaq and Chuck and Kenny and Ernie are there. Wouldn't see Kenny sometimes. Chuck almost never. He would like come in pretty late. And we would sort of do our show before, and then we would leave because we'd have been there all day. But Shaq, we did a couple things with, and he's like a giant child. I mean, honestly, like he is. There's no other way to put it. In a good way. But he just does whatever he wants to do, and he's so tall he can talk to whoever he wants to, and if he doesn't want to talk to you, he can just look right over you. He is. He's a goofball, and we had fun. Like we did a bunch of wedgie videos with him. And he was like such a good sport. Like my claim to fame or whatever. My most infamous moment is him giving me a wedgie, like actually on the air. And like we were drawing like sticks on air. Whoever got the short stick had to get a wedgie. And like it wasn't pre-planned. It was like I'm holding on to them and like, oh my God. So it was me. So he was good. And then like other guys, like my favorite. So we'd have a lot of players would come through as well, and we would do a summer league, and we get a lot of the rookies and young guys. So we talked to a lot of people on our show. Dikembe Mutombo, rest in peace, was like one of the best. He was so awesome. We had him on live because we were live every day, and then during the commercial, he was supposed to leave, but like commercial's running, and he's sitting there, he's telling stories, and he's talking about Giannis, and like. I remember like our producers are like, you have to like somebody's got to get him out of his seat. We're coming back on air. Like we're just shooting the shit with him. Yeah, exactly. He dropped that. So he was awesome. Just like he's such a cool guy. He was one of the guys I would see the most here in Atlanta too. We'd always see him at an airport. Him and his giant family, his big crew of family. They would always be flying to places we were going for All-Star weekends and stuff like that. Who else was really I mean, Brent Barry was a huge fan of ours before we even came to NBA TV, and that was cool to work with him. And Dennis Scott was great as well. Like just the guys that were like, they didn't take themselves too seriously. When we first went there was like sort of, you could tell like people were like, who the hell are these guys? What do they know about basketball? They obviously didn't play. So there was like this weird year where we sort of like, okay, let's just like work our ass off, prove our worth. Prove that we love the game and we're not like stepping on anybody's toes. We're trying to grow the game and we come at it from a fan perspective, blah, 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 blah. And we eventually won over a lot of them. Like they wanted to start coming on our show because it was way more fun than some of those sort of boring death shows. So it just took a year or two. We were there for 6 years total, but made a lot of friends obviously in the end.
6 years total, and not a big deal. It's okay.
6 years is. Making a television show is a lot more than a podcast. I will say it's. It's a lot more people, a lot more moving parts. Like we would put like 7 hours in to make 22 minutes of television, like every day.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, crazy. And we were trying to do creative things every day too, so we weren't
right.
Right.
That's the other part. We could very easily just sit there and talk basketball, like no problem. But you want to like come up with ideas and segments and have guests and do all this other crazy stuff that we sort of got known for. So that just took a lot of work, but it was a fun ass job. And it was fun to go back to podcasting, honestly, because it's like, oh, it is a little different. It doesn't take that long to make things happen. So
right.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite event that you covered when you were at any point?
Well, two stick out. I mean, I'm playing the homer card here, but All-Star Weekend in Toronto in 2016 was like really, really fun for us because we had left Toronto because we did a show in Toronto for a while, and then we left, obviously came down to Atlanta and sort of like always kept like a pretty big fan base up there. And I think a lot of people were like cheering for us and rooting us on. And so when we went back after having worked, I guess at that point, like 3 years at NBA TV. That was a cool homecoming. Like we had a massive party. We did live shows from Real Sports that whole week. And then the 2016 All-Star Weekend, despite the weather being complete garbage, it was like the coldest ever in Toronto that weekend. The All-Star game was great. That was like the Kobe LeBron moment. And then the dunk contest was like the greatest dunk contest ever. I still think. With Zach and Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
Like,
that is I can confirm. That's
so we were in the arena for all that, and it was in our own like hometown. So that was really cool. And then the other cool thing for me was the Raptors championship, which was super surreal because we knew our contract was ending at the starters and NBA TV. And so that was the final year. So it was like we probably found out in March maybe that we weren't coming back there. So then the Raptors go on this like miraculous postseason run, and Kawhi turns into the Terminator, and they're winning and winning and winning. And I was in Toronto for game 6. So they were in Oakland for the championship winning game. I think Trey was on location, but I was there in Toronto because I was doing hits for the network and for our show. And so I was in Jurassic Park, which I don't know if you guys know is like,
dinosaurs and everything.
Yeah. Jeff Goldblum is and so I was there for that. So I was in Toronto the night the Raptors won a championship. Like it was almost meant to be. And it was my final night doing the starters. And so it was like really surreal. And so I got to party with all my buddies that are still there. And like, obviously the Raptors won. And it was like the coolest night of my life. Like it was incredible. Toronto was a party for
sick. Did you go to the parade?
No, I had to come back. I had to fly back to Atlanta. I stayed up all night, and then I had to get on a flight the next morning. And then we did one more show. I think we did a podcast, actually. We did one more podcast for NBA TV. And there's like a clip of me, like I'm coming in with champagne and like we're doing nuts. So I came back here. So I missed the parade. That was the one thing I missed. Yeah.
Dude, Nicole, what do you think?
Unreal.
You were there.
I agree with everything said. Toronto's the greatest. Best championship, best fans, best All-Star weekend. I like all that. That's a hot take. That's besides the weather, it was a really good All-Star weekend. And like all the NBA guys love Toronto. Like it's a great city, obviously great food and like tons of entertainment. So
who was your dunk contest winner for you? Was it Levine or Gordon?
In that one particularly?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh God. I mean, Gordon's were more memorable, I will say. Zach Levine's were awesome too. Like that's what made it so good. Like it's like I think now not that they've aged poorly, because when you watch them, you're like, wow. But he was coming off, we'd already seen him the year before.
Right.
So like he did have to like sort of get over that hurdle. You're like, okay, we've already seen you do this, but he just float in the air and all around the back stuff and doing it from the free throw line. But Gordon's, I mean, they're just with the mascot stuff and like obviously the chair dunk and like they're just they'll be remembered forever for sure. So
what's cool about that dunk contest is I cannot remember who won it. Levine won it, didn't he?
Levine won it. Yeah. That was the controversy. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, both those dudes can say they won it.
They probably should have given it both to them. They because they went to because they just kept 50ing and 50ing and 50ing and 50ing and like it went like I think when they got into the bonus they went 2 or 3 times each.
Yeah.
And then maybe I think was it Dwayne Wade gave Gordon a 9 on one of them?
I think it was D Wade. Everyone was so pissed.
And it's like people thought the fix was in a little bit. Like you know, Wade wanted to wrap this up. Let's go enjoy Saturday night in Toronto. Yeah. So they probably should have been co-winners. But I think you're right. I think over time it's like we'll almost think of it that way that they both won that night. I mean the fans won, so that's all really matters.
Yeah.
Right. Man.
Yeah, that Gordon legendary, I'm looking at it right now. That's one of my wish list moments for sure from that contest.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's that? What's the floor?
Floor on it.
It's only $199.
Not bad.
For the Gordon. Yeah, it's not
What's
bad.
that? Yeah.
For the Gordon dunk? Wow.
Yeah. And people are getting them for like $105 on offer. So
on loan it's normally like 99.
Yeah. I might get you to buy one.
I had to bring up floaty, guys. It's messed up if I don't.
Nice.
What's floaty? What is it?
So Skeets, you get if you could pick one player, we'll go NBA.
Okay.
Past, present. Well, I don't know hockey, so give me a break.
Nor do I. I don't know hockey. You asked about a hockey card. I had Grant Fear pop.
We already hit our hockey quota. We're good.
Yeah.
Perfect. You can get an autographed jersey from one player of all time.
All time. Wow. Who do I pick?
Who you picking?
Okay, well, I guess 4 easy favorite players of all time for me are Kyle Lowry, for obvious reasons. He's the GOAT. Steve Nash is one of my favorites. I mean, basically, I like credit him for like really honestly giving me for this job. I mean, he got me into basketball. Obviously, he started popping off. He's like suddenly playing a D1, and then he's like a 2-time MVP, like as a Canadian, and you're like, oh, wow. And he's really cool too. I got to do some things with him way back in the day. So Lowry, Nash. I was a huge Akeem Olajuwon fan, so I would go Akeem, and then Nick Van Exel. Loved Nick Van Exel.
Yeah,
when I was growing up, I thought he was the coolest player. And then, those are 4, and then like. I probably Shea, honestly. Like, this guy's Canadian. He's going to win MVP. I have a soft spot in my heart for Jamal Murray. Big Jamal Murray fan. Like, I rep for my Canadian guys. So, but I'll pick Shea if I had to like round out my 5. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah,
it's a good.
Brett,
yeah.
Who you taking, Brett?
Jeez, I don't know. I'm thinking about his list. You don't have any of those autographs?
No, I'm not no, wait. I probably have. I have Jamal Murray's. I'm looking down here because I have my cards in front of me. I have Jamal Murray like on a card. I think I have a Shea. No, maybe I don't have a Shea. No, I don't have a Shea. I'm not a big autograph guy, is what I was gonna say. Like actual memorabilia, I don't have a ton of memorabilia and stuff like that. Yeah.
What? So, do you have a favorite autograph that you've ever gotten or still have? Because obviously you got rid of all the hockey cards, but you have all the basketball cards.
I mean, again, I don't really care for that stuff. A friend of mine once gave me, this is going to be a deep pull. Maybe Nicole knows it. I don't know. I doubt it even. There was a rapper named Choclair. He was a Canadian rapper. Okay. He was not that popular. Somebody got me his autograph once, and I was like, I remember even at the time, like, okay, cool. So no, I don't have a lot. We did have a lot of stuff on our set at the starters, and a lot of it like I did buy on eBay, like just like all weird random NBA stuff, right? Yeah. And I got Isaiah Thomas to sign like a Wheaties box once. I think that's somewhere at JD's place. Yeah, and then I didn't. It was sort of like. We had a lot of these guys come in, but it wasn't like it was sort of frowned upon to like really ask stuff. Yeah. I just remember Isaiah was like he was cool about it. So I don't have a ton, Brett. Yeah, not at all.
Do you have like a prize card that you still have? Like
I collect. So my collection with cards is Canadian rookies. That's like
I'm seeing a theme here. Canadian
good taste.
One of my favorites is this one I have right here. So I don't know if you can see it. It's Leo Rautins.
Wow.
Who's like one of the first ever like real like Canadian basketball stars. So that's like way back in the day, 83,
That's
84.
awesome.
That is a star. Like those came in like weird packs.
What year is that?
83, 84.
Okay.
And then then there's like I got a bunch of Nash, like nothing crazy. But like now all the Canadians, like you were saying, Nicole, or you alluded to, it's like now there's tons like Shaden Sharp, Benedict Mathurin, like so I collect all these guys. Here's a Rick Fox, a random Rick Fox. He's Canadian. He's a cool guy.
I love how you're like random and they're all on your desk.
I mean, I had them right here. I thought this might come up. So,
yeah. I love like Nash pulled up. I'm a big Steve Nash fan. I've always liked watching him play college, watching him come to, the league, playing in Dallas. Like I was a huge fan of him being in Dallas.
Oh yeah. Steve Nash, he's like I said, he's easily one of my top 3 favorite players of all time. And I don't have it in front of me. Have you ever seen the card where he's playing like he's dressed in his son's uniform, but he's holding the hockey stick and skates? Yeah, I love that one. I remember that one when I was a kid. I was like, when I started getting back into it, I'm like, I'm buying that one. I have it somewhere, but I don't have it over here.
No. That's like a must have for sure.
Yeah. And like those aren't even like those were like those like junk wax like cards. I mean, I think they were printed to the moon, those cards, but
yeah,
they hit the nostalgia hit.
Hey, yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I think once you've worked in the industry like you have for so long, you probably start to get a little bit like desensitized almost to some of the crazy like autograph type stuff.
I guess I'm just not I'm legit now. I think I'm just not an autograph guy. Like I doesn't like if I had something of value, like I don't know. My mind doesn't even go. If I had a Nash jersey and I saw Nash, I don't even like think to get a signature.
No, yeah. Once you turn into an adult, you can't.
So
I'm aware. Like I haven't asked for an autograph.
But are you like a secret picture taker where you pull out the phone, like look?
No, I asked for a picture.
I'd much rather have a photo than get an autograph for sure.
Yeah.
And
people like. I mean, we are like the lowest level of celebrity, celebrities, but people do like at shows and stuff ask for our autographs, and I'm always like, oh god, yeah, I gotta like. First off, I got to write a fake name. Spoiler, my name is not J.E. Skeets. So I had to come up with, I guess I got to come up with a J.E. Skeets signature. So,
I mean,
if I ever saw you in person, I'd be like, sign my breasts, please.
Oh, wow. Yes. Yeah. Kiss the baby.
Summer League.
Yeah, we'll be there. We should be there. I might be doing a live show. We're working on
it. That's some content for you for collecting Connectin. Get your autograph.
We've had people, I mean, that's good. Like signing your.
No, I'm not shaving my head. I'm not doing anything crazy.
Oh, people have gotten starters tattoos.
Whoa!
Wow!
That's how you know you're really famous.
There's like 2 or 3 people that have like showed up at shows and like, and I'm like, no way, that's real. And it's like, oh, it's real.
Wow!
Yeah.
Is it like the starters logo?
Yeah, I've seen the starters logo. Somebody got a little drawing of Lee Ellis once. And then there was another starters sort of element. Yeah. I was like, wow.
I ran into Lee Ellis in the most random like grocery store / convenience store after All-Star game, or maybe it was Saturday night in San Francisco. It was so random. Yeah, it was totally random. I was like, Lee? I heard him talking. I was like,
when was this? What year?
This year.
Oh, this year. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's funny.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
What was he buying? Do you remember? Was it Cheeto Puffs?
I guarantee he was buying bananas.
It was something healthy. I remember thinking
it was definitely healthy.
Good choice there, bud. Well, I remember. I think it was a water and something. I should have paid.
One of the first things he would always do when we would go anywhere for a live show or All-Star weekend is like he would go to like a grocery store and stock up on, healthy items, like normal food, because you're going to eat like crap that whole weekend or week. So
sure. Yeah. What did you have a healthy? Did you have like a like pre-show? I'm gonna land somewhere. Like, did you have a? I can't even say the right word.
Like go-to meal, like
superstitions that you did before shows, or like something you ate or drank, or like you always jumped on your left foot for 2 minutes.
We had 2 studios when we were at the starters. We were in the big studio, which had a real basketball net. So, and like real court,
obviously,
we would just shoot around. We would always it would basically try not to get too sweaty before you went live on TV. And then when we moved to the smaller studio, we put up a little mini hoop, like the one I have behind me. And so there was a lot of shooting games before, and those were definitely not sweating as much. So we would do that. And then in the factory doing NoDunks, it's just, we go over things and we do a little quick dap up that we always do. And I generally say I say computer reminder so everybody can mute their computer, cell phone reminder. It's always for me more than anything. And then like we said, we dap up. That's basically all we do for that.
Nice. I love it.
Very, very similar to yours, I'm sure, Brett.
Yeah, minus the queso, but yeah, very similar.
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
So, do you have any?
Queso at 10 in the morning? I'm not. Maybe not.
Come to Texas. You can have
that might be a bad idea. Pre-show.
Make it all times.
Okay.
Might be your best show ever, just because
you watch the darkest season Dallas is gonna have. It's really great. There's a lot of fun stuff. Tickets will be twice as expensive for some weird reason, and it's gonna be awesome. Come to Dallas. I hope I sold you. Come to Dallas.
What's your most anticipated first round matchup?
Good question. These are good. A lot of these are good, especially the West. Man, I am very excited I'm excited for Nuggets Clippers.
Okay.
Really, really excited for that one. That one to me, I think goes 7. So I have that one as a 7. And then I think Pacers Bucks, them running it back with healthy Giannis is going to be a long series too. So those are two. I think that we've been doing a lot of playoff previews recently, and a lot of them I'm like, I'm not seeing a lot of 5s or sweeps. I know we were figuring out some 1/8s and stuff like that at the time of recording this, but those other ones, it's oh, these are going to be long. These are going to be they all feel 6-7 game series where you're okay, this is great, which is what we all want. So yeah.
I'm hoping we get Game 7 of Rockets Warriors.
Yeah, that would be awesome too. That would be awesome. I have that one. I think Warriors. I got Warriors in 6, but I've made all these picks and I go, I don't know. I could be. Yeah. It feels like I took the Nuggets in 7. A lot of people are taking the Clippers, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. They're on fire. They're 18-3 in their last 21 games. They're top 3 on both sides of the ball. Kawhi, I've seen it firsthand.
I know
have Kawhi on my team, and it's if he's healthy, he's a killer. And you're always reminded. You're oh yeah, this guy's one of the best in the league. It's just
it's so weird.
Play, so
yeah.
He can be completely forgotten and then be top 5 player in the league.
Totally.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
So
and
I was just gonna say, who's your final prediction?
I'm going Thunder coming out of the bloodbath Western Conference. I think they did get not lucky. They're going to be because they can beat anybody, obviously, but the Warriors and Lakers on the other side of the bracket, so only have to play one of those, obviously, if they get there. If they get there. In the conference finals. So I'll take Thunder. I do think the Celtics are going to come out. So I know it's pretty common. I feel I've seen a lot of people say Thunder Celtics.
Yeah.
Who's going to win that is the real tough question.
Thunder.
Oh man. Yeah.
So
I
Celtics.
I think Porzingis is going to be a monster this postseason. Yep. I think he is going to they didn't even they won the championship without him last year. Basically. He barely played. But that's not happening this year. He needs to be really, really good, and I think he will. So we'll see. Thunder Celtics would be great. I just hope it goes long. Yeah. I always want long series. That's what I want.
I think Thunder will give us Game 7, where the Mavs could only give us Game 5, Brett.
Yeah, I have Thunder in 7, so that's my prediction.
There you go.
Take it as you want to take it.
That would be great.
It's a long series, right? Like to see good basketball.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I don't want anyone to rest that much. Because I always someone sweeps and then they're just sitting there hanging out.
Yeah.
The other team's going to 7 and they're all beat up and tired. I like to see healthy, good matchups. I hope everyone stays healthy. I don't want to say it, knock on wood, but I'm waiting for who's the big injury that's about to happen. Because I feel every year, first round or something happens to someone. So I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. Look, there's a lot of luck involved in winning a title. You just gotta be the healthier team. Maybe you run into the team where their star is banged up and misses games, and it's just a part of it. It's a long season, and we've seen even in these play-in games, this stuff ramps up. It gets way more physical.
Yeah,
right.
And thus you're more prone to injury. So. Yeah, hopefully it stays fairly healthy, but you're right. There will be an injury or two that it's going to change an outcome for a team and their championship aspirations.
That's why Boston had the easiest road last year. Someone had to say it,
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah,
they definitely did.
No comment.
Jason Tatum is the most underrated star in the league. That's
Jason Tatum?
Yep. Yeah. Most underrated star in the league.
In the whole league or just the Boston team?
In the NBA.
He gets a lot of hate.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's not likable for whatever reason. It's
something about his face, I think. I don't know.
You watch him,
I like his face.
Yeah, he's it was weird that he didn't, win I guess he didn't win Eastern Conference MVP or Finals MVP.
Yeah.
That was just odd.
I think
he could this year.
Well, Skeets, I don't want to take any more of your time, my friend. We super appreciate you coming on. Yeah, we all do, but you have 12 other shows to record.
Well, when you eclipse 100 and whatever number more, I'll have to come back and talk.
Please do, my friend. Please do.
Contract, there's 3 people witnesses. It's live.
There you go. It's locked in.
And hey, our fast break lineups can finally be somewhat dependable now that the playoffs are here. We don't have to worry about the Jazz resting Walker Kessler and all this shit. So good luck, you guys, on your fast break. And
Likewise.
thanks again, Skeets.
No problem.
Episode 97.
Episode 97.
Oh,
It's a
cameo.
famous episode.
We got a cameo.
I mean, Skeets' dog's in the cameo. He has.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we all have. I mean, we can all grab animals or kids, I guess.
There you go.
Oh,
Sweet. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate
And
it.
yeah, congrats on almost 100. And yeah, we'll have to do it again in the future. Let me
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
Thanks again. Let's do
Awesome.
it.
Thank you so much.
Peace out.
Take care, guys.
Thank you for Collectin and Connectin with us. We will be back every Tuesday with a new episode. And in the meantime, check out our merch store.